Okay, welcome back to my videos. For this week, we won't be having too much food content as I have a lot of projects to do. Christmas time is always super busy for me because I always overload my plate and my brain, and it's really my own fault, but hey, I'm gonna take an honest jab at it. The first project I'm going to tackle is a Christmas present. It is now Thursday, December 2nd, so I am really pushing it, especially considering that it's a painting. It's a present for my husband, so hopefully he doesn't see this. But basically, apologies if you can hear the gardener. I feel like whenever I start to film that they always come to garden. So that's probably my fault. Anyways, so it's a painting of Donald Duck. It's based off of a still from one of his shorts called Don Donald. It takes place in Mexico. It's him riding a donkey. We had seen this painting at a little store on Main Street in Disneyland, and he just fell in love with it, and I totally said that I could do it myself and we don't have to pay $500 for a painting based off of a still. But hey, I want to save a little bit of money this year, so why don't we do one of the presents DIY, which I don't believe I've ever even done before. I've always bought presents, so this should be pretty interesting, especially considering that I barely got started using acrylics, and I have never painted on canvas before. So this is really frightening and totally explains why I've been procrastinating so hard, but today's the day that we must get started on it. Regardless, let's get started on this freaking painting. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw up the images that I'm basing the painting off of. I'm basing it off of two stills. The first one is him riding the donkey. That's exactly what we saw on Main Street, at least I remember. And I wasn't actually a big fan of the background, so I found another still which has a more of a courtyard cactus feel that had just more dynamic things going on, so I thought I'd go with that as my background. So I'm gonna go ahead and start roughly sketching it out. Okay, this is what I have so far. So I had a little bit of trouble with the donkey's legs and Donald's legs, but I think I got the proportions pretty much down, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's only 2 o'clock right now and he gets home at 3, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to quickly paint this background, and the backgrounds are really light. I was thinking about using watercolor. I'm not sure what old school animators used to make their backgrounds so light, but I'm going to try to wash it out as best I can. The ground and the wall are pretty similar in colors, so I think I could bang that out real quick. So I realized I have a lot of this satin acrylic paint that we use for our Etsy shop, that I use very little amounts of, but the consistency is a lot liquidier, looser, which I think, does acrylic go bad? which I think would be perfect for the background because I kind of want it to be like washed out, and I don't want to use a bunch of my regular acrylic tube paint. But we are going to try to match the wall color, which is like a really pale beige with like really light purple brown tones. So let's go with that. Whoa. We are just winging it. Gray. If it doesn't match perfectly, that's okay. It's just the background. But you know what? I'm kind of happy with this. I'm not gonna lie. The one thing I've learned this past year, like really late in the year, I hadn't been doing art for a long time, and I just felt kind of sucky at it, to be honest. I have like the worst self-esteem. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. And I thought, I'm never gonna be good enough. I never thought I can get into art school. I'm not saying that I should have gone to art school, but there's no use being afraid of doing something until you've dove headfirst into it. Starting painting with acrylics and now even doing some work on canvas, like I've never felt more empowered and happy and enriched. And I don't mean to sound really cheesy, but it's so true. You just gotta start. That's the one thing I've learned. So you can't really see it on camera, but like you could see the color, sort of see the color difference between this paint and just the plain white canvas. The extra scary thing about jumping back into a hobby I had as like a child and a teen, like all of my 20s, I didn't really do much art. And that's really sad because it was something that I really loved to do as a kid. But the extra scary thing is like posting this all on YouTube because I really don't know what the F I'm doing. Like I just don't. And like I'm not sure how many people will ever get to see this, but it's still a scary feeling. You also just have to be like, fuck it, and just do it. So I started on the wall. You can see how this shade is a little bit more yellow than the shade below, which is what I'm going for. But I just want to make sure that there's like an actual difference because since it's so washed out, they kind of look similar in the still. Okay, it is now day 2 of the painting, and I actually got a lot farther than I thought yesterday, so I'm pretty happy about that. Today I will be finishing up the rest of the background, so that same kind of washed out look. The jars, the cactus, the sky, this little window dealy, and maybe add a few rocks. Okay, I don't remember necessarily where I left off. I know I went in and did some extra work. My camera battery died last time, and that was day 2, so now this is day 3. Hopefully, I can finish Donald and the donkey. That would be great, just to get it out of the way because I have a lot of stuff on my plate. For instance, we have like a Christmas market that we're going to be going to do. And these are just a fraction of what I need to get done. And I feel like I'm barely starting on that. I've also started decorating for Christmas, but there's still more to do. This is Jelly. Say hi. I actually painted, sorry it's so dark. I painted like a vintage style Santa and a rocket. I was gonna buy a cutout of him, but I just thought I'd do it myself. I'm trying to not spend too much money this year, but I'll make sure to do a full tour of all of my Christmas stuff, maybe in the next video, once I get that done. But okay, day 3, Donald Duck painting, here we go. It is the last day that I'll be working on this painting, except I don't have to paint anymore. I just have to ink in the outlines. At least I hope I don't have to touch up any paint. But yeah, very last step to do. Excited to have it be done. Kind of sad that it was so fast because I had so much fun doing it. But let's get to it. I'm gonna kind of work my way from the top to the bottom so that I can eliminate any chance of the ink smearing. So the painting is now fully complete. I have to say it looks better from far away than up close. I think I still have to work on like how thick and how many layers of paint I put on it, because you could still sort of see the canvas come through in parts. And I'm sure there's techniques that need to be done that I don't know about and that I was too stubborn to look up, but I'm pretty happy with it. Like, it didn't take that long, probably because I didn't take all the steps I needed to, but it came out pretty okay looking, pretty happy with it.